Every 44 minutes, a faint pulse of radio energy hits Earth. Not strong, not chaotic, not random, but consistent, as precise as a clock. Somewhere in the vast darkness of our galaxy, in a region where nothing should be happening, something is keeping time. And the rhythm it follows doesn't match any natural phenomenon we know. Astronomers expected a glitch, a hardware fault, a satellite reflection, anything. But after weeks of observation, the truth became harder to ignore. This signal was real. It was distant, it was stable, and it repeated with a discipline no known cosmic object should possess. Today, we will unravel what scientists consider one of the strangest radio anomalies ever detected. A mysterious source firing radio pulses every 44 minutes, an interval that defies astrophysics, a behavior that contradicts every known model, a mystery that forces us to question what kind of object lasts billions of years, then chooses now to speak. Welcome to Cosmic Vault. The detection began during a deep sky radio mapping survey. Astronomers were scanning a calm region near the galactic plane, a place not known for extreme activity, when an odd spike appeared in the data, a faint radio flash. Unremarkable at first glance, but it drew attention because it wasn't accompanied by any other noise. It appeared clean, isolated, surgical. 44 minutes later, it happened again, then again, and again. By the fourth pulse, the team realized something strange. This object was behaving like no FRB, no pulsar, and no astrophysical body they had ever seen. Most cosmic signals drift over time. Their timing wobbles, their frequencies slide, their power fluctuates. But this was a perfect metronome in the void. The interval between pulses was so stable that researchers joked it felt like someone had set a cosmic alarm clock. Only later would the humor fade as the implications grew more serious. Because if this wasn't natural variation, then something was enforcing that timing. And nothing known in the universe does that on its own. To understand how bizarre this signal is, you need to understand how cosmic radio bursts normally behave. Fast radio bursts, FRBS, are among the brightest radio events in the universe. They last milliseconds, release more energy than our sun emits in days, and often never repeat. They're chaotic, explosive, wild. When they do repeat, the intervals are irregular. You might get 2 bursts within seconds, then silence for hours, then a storm of bursts out of nowhere. Even the repeating FRBs governed by magnetars show drift, noise, and chaos. But the 44-minute signal is the opposite of chaos. It is monotony, predictability, repetition, like a lighthouse, like a beacon, like a timed mechanism. The lack of drift is the most unsettling part. Signals from cosmic sources always drift because stars slow down, magnetic fields shift, rotation periods fluctuate, gravitational interactions interfere. But this signal? It is astonishingly stable, almost unnaturally stable. If the universe had a heartbeat, this is what it might sound like. And so scientists began constructing hypotheses, none of them fully satisfying. The leading hypothesis didn't come easily. Some researchers proposed an ultra-slow magnetar, a neutron star with an unimaginably strong magnetic field. Magnetars are explosive, violent, and often responsible for radio bursts. But they spin fast, every 2 to 12 seconds. That's their nature. They're young, energetic stars, still full of magnetic fury. Over millions of years, magnetars slow down and eventually die. Their magnetic fields collapse, their emissions fade, their pulses shut down. By the time a magnetar slows to minutes, let alone 44, it should be dead, silent, extinct. Yet the source of the 44-minute signal is still pulsing. If it is a magnetar, then we've discovered one that has survived far beyond its predicted lifetime and continues to emit radio energy long after its evolutionary clock should have stopped. This is like finding a volcano erupting in the middle of a continent that has been geologically dead for billions of years. It would rewrite textbooks. It would force scientists to rethink neutron star decay. It would shift our understanding of magnetic field retention. And even then, it still wouldn't explain the signal's unnatural precision. Because even a magnetar, no matter how exotic, should not keep perfect time. Something else is happening. Another compelling hypothesis is a rogue pulsar, a neutron star whose rotation has slowed dramatically. Pulsars act like cosmic lighthouses. They rotate rapidly, sending beams of radio light sweeping across space. But pulsars are messy. Their timing is imperfect. They glitch, wobble, skip beats, drift over time, and undergo magnetic realignments. Even the best-behaved pulsars are never perfectly consistent. Yet the 44-minute pulse repeats with metronomic stability. No drift, no wobble, no jitter, no signal decay, no period evolution. If this is a pulsar, something must be regulating its rotation. Let's pause and look at the magnitude of that claim. The universe does not regulate rotation. It disrupts it. Gravity pulls, dark matter disturbs, magnetic fields decay, stars interact. Everything introduces noise. Perfect timing is not a cosmic behavior, it is an engineered behavior. So scientists considered whether the pulsar could be trapped in a perfectly balanced gravitational well, rotationally locked by an unseen companion, or undergoing an exotic internal process never before observed. But none of these possibilities could create such long-term stability, which leaves an uncomfortable question lingering in the scientific community. If a pulsar behaves like a clock, is it a clock? As the contradictions piled up, some scientists proposed something bold. This may be the first example of an entirely new category of celestial object, a star corpse that does not fit the neutron star family, a relic of a process we've never witnessed, a hybrid between a pulsar, a magnetar, and something else. In astrophysics, anomalies are often the doorway to new understanding. Every major leap in science began with an object that broke the rules. Quasars were once impossible. Neutron stars were once hypothetical. Black holes were once science fiction. FRBs were once dismissed as interference. The universe does not evolve according to our assumptions. Our assumptions evolve according to the universe. This new object hypothesis opens possibilities. A neutron star with partial crustal collapse, a failed magnetar reanimated by magnetic strain, a pulsar frozen into a hyperstable state, an exotic remnant of a binary merger, or a phenomenon emerging from physics we don't yet understand. Every explanation stretches the limits of our current knowledge, which is exactly why this anomaly matters. It pushes the boundaries. It exposes the gaps. It forces us to reconsider what the universe is capable of creating, and perhaps what it is capable of hiding. And now we arrive at the most controversial possibility, the one scientists rarely discuss openly. Could the 44-minute signal be artificial? Let's be responsible and clear. There is no proof of a message, no encoded data, no modulation that suggests intelligence. But there is one undeniable fact. The signal behaves more like an engineered beacon than a natural star. A signal with perfect periodicity, long intervals, weak energy output, stability across years, and location in a quiet, empty region is exactly the kind of signal an advanced civilization might create if they wanted it to last for millennia without requiring much power. Not a message, a marker, a presence indicator, a cosmic lighthouse saying simply, "We are here." 44 minutes means nothing to us, but to a civilization thinking in cosmic time, that interval could be trivial. It could be a signature, a calling card, a breadcrumb left in the dark for others capable of noticing. This possibility is not asserted, but it cannot be excluded, and that alone is extraordinary. The source sits in an unusually empty region near the galaxy's edge. No star clusters, no remnants, no magnetic chaos. Nothing to suggest activity, just isolation. If this signal is natural, it is an astonishing coincidence. Motionless stability in a dead patch of sky. If it is artificial, this location makes strategic sense. Low interference, long-range clarity, minimal cosmic noise hidden in plain sight. A beacon placed in the quietest place possible for maximum detectability. The 44-minute signal doesn't give us answers. It gives us something more valuable. A break in the pattern. A fracture in our understanding. A doorway into the unknown. It reminds us that the universe is not a silent cemetery of stars. It is a dynamic, evolving, mysterious system full of surprises. Whether natural or artificial, this signal tells us something profound. We are listening to a universe that is far more complex and creative than our theories allow. Somewhere in the darkness, a pulse continues, steady, patient, ancient, waiting for someone to understand.